Oh, good morning, everybody. How you doing? It is morning of day 3 here at Governor Dodge. I have no idea what I'm going to do today or what we're going to do today. I would like to try to get out on a trail. I really do. Walking around Dodgeville is actually kind of nice. It's just a small little town, and just to walk from, the little park to little park. And truthfully, Oakham Lawn was the small park. No playground equipment or anything like that. It was basically like a ground to play. I don't know, what are some of those European games that they play, like things like cricket and lawn bowling and stuff like that. That's kind of what it reminded me of, really. And then that was it the Wilson Memorial Park? Pretty good sized sports complex down there with baseball fields and basketball courts, both half courts and full courts, a batting cage, playground equipment. I mean, yeah, it had everything. In fact, now that I think about it, it had 2 baseball fields in it, didn't it? And then we did the long walk all the way out to Harris Park, and now that's a big park. And I didn't even walk the whole park. It again, another big sports complex type system, baseball fields, basketball courts, soccer fields, football fields, and that was just what I saw. And playground equipment, concession stands, bathrooms, yeah, everything. So for such a small town as Dodgeville is, to have 2 parks that are like that, it's just amazing. I want to get out on a trail today. I want to enjoy more of the wilderness. I mean, every morning, Missy and I, she's over there laying down already. Every morning, I wake up, get dressed, grab Missy and a leash, and we just go for our morning walk where she'll do her morning business. And we literally walk the entire campground. Okay, we go from this end that we're on all the way to the far end and then come back. So it's probably maybe close to a mile. So we do that every morning. And then from there, I heat up my coffee, sit down, just think of the day, think of what I want to do. Yeah, that's basically how my mornings start out. I'll eventually have just a bowl of cereal this morning, and I think lunch is going to be leftovers. We got leftover hot dogs from last night. Jen cut the kernels off the corn that was left over, and I think she used a cob and a half, and she's going to put that into a dish for dinner tonight. I think it's like some sort of like a Creole pork thing. I don't know. I think I do get to grill the pork, so that'll be good. And I think we're using the country style ribs. We like those cuts. We really do. So yeah, I think we got that. But then to fill in the rest of the day, so we're just not filming us eating all the time. I hope to get out on a trail, but I got to look at a map, and I really don't want to go back in the trailer. Jen's still snoozing away a little bit, so I really don't want to go in there and bother her. I mean, it's getting to be like 8:30 and she's still not up yet. Alright, so I'll come back to you after breakfast and we'll talk about what we're going to do. Okay guys, so part of this trip we had to go out and get a new lantern because our other one, well, almost blew up on us. there's an old white gas version of the Coleman lantern, and this is a propane version, so it runs off of these 1 pound propane bottles. I have yet to set it up. I've never done it before, but it says it's a quick pack. So the directions on the box here say unpack, add the propane, and light. That's it. So let's see, how do we unpack it? Alright, so the outer shell just pops right off. And you might be able to use this as a stand. I think the lantern can sit up on top of here or something, maybe. I don't know. It looks like the...
Can I give her a green bean?
Yeah, you can give her green beans. Now she's got to go carry it off and drop it and pick it up and drop it and pick it up and drop it and pick it up. She does that like 4 or 5 times before she decides, it's good enough, I'm going to eat it. Yep, that's what she's doing too. Okay, so it looks like there's some packing stuff inside of here, so let's unscrew this top. This is very similar to the white gas version. Okay, there we go. Alright, so there's some packing material. Here's an instructional booklet, the protective heat-resistant glass, and then more foam packing material, which I'll just rip off. I'm going to try to get out this little warning clip here. Jeez. There we go, got that off. Alright, now we can put this back on. This is basically a little warning tag saying that, it's got burning the lantern can cause carbon monoxide, so you got to be careful that you don't run it indoors. Okay, these are strictly for outdoor use, or at least a well ventilated area. Unscrew the top of the propane and screw it in here. Alright, so that's on nice and tight. Sorry if you're hearing the glass wiggling because I didn't put this on yet. Screw down that lid.
Excuse me. Did you
Propane get back in there?
She did.
And I think, okay, yep. So the little button here is a piezo igniter. You might be able to see the wire going up through there. Okay, so it's lit. The mantles are kind of doing the burn up thing. That's where all the smoke is from. And you just let it keep going until it basically turns almost to a white ash in a way. And that's it. That's our lantern. Cool. The mantles are still burning. It's like it encapsulates the gas in there and really makes it burn nice and bright. Alright, so that's it. No matches or anything. That is an awesome little product. And I think that the 1 pound tank will last at full strength for, what does this say? For 13 hours. So we can get several days usage out of it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, looks like my mantle is pretty much all
Okay, that's the last one.
ready. So I'll just turn it off. There are notches on the control thing here, so you can just knock it down a notch at a time. You don't have to turn it on and turn it off, so you can turn it turn it to a lower illumination setting. Nice. Wow, that was easy. I was actually really nervous about it because I didn't know what it'd be like.
Now we're coming, and we've used white gas in the past, which was tricky.
Yeah, the white gas was, you got to pump it up, and you have a can of white gas, you pour it into the holding container underneath everything, and then you got to pump it and prime it up, and then stick a match up there and turn it on, and that can be hairy sometimes too. She wants another bean.
I've already given her 3.
You've given her 3 beans already? Apparently she likes them.
Can I give her one more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Dad said you can have another one.
She's eating them. Beans aren't bad for dogs, so.
Now, if she has the bean farts tonight in the camper while we're sleeping, I'm kicking you both out.
So I've been looking at the map for a good portion of the morning, and I think I want to do the Lost Canyon Trail. I'm going to do that by myself. I don't want to have the dog with me. I don't know what the terrain's going to be like or anything like that. And Jen's going to take me down there, drop me off, and then I'll just do the loop of it and then come back. And then once I get back to where I started, I'll text Jen saying, okay, I'm done, come get me. And she'll probably be there within maybe like 5 minutes or something like that. So it's not a long drive, but if I was to walk there, it'd be like a mile to get to the
entrance.
Well,
the trailhead.
Yeah, the trailhead by the road. There is a trail system that connects to the Lost Canyon Loop, but it'd be like over a mile or just about a mile, something like that, to go and do the connector route to Lost Canyon Trail. And then I'd have to walk the Lost Canyon Trail and then do the mile back to the campground here. So I don't want to do that much walking. I've been having problems with my shoes, and I think it's affecting my back. So even just walking the roadway here in the park, I've been coming back and my back is just stiff and sore and stuff like that. So I don't want to do too much walking. So that's the plan right now. I'm going to eat lunch, and then Jen's going to take me on a hike. All right, guys, so check that out. I just figured that out. So the outer shell container, the protective shell, acts as part of your stand. So this is the base that we've had our unit sitting in, and then this was the protective shell that was around it. Okay. Well, what you do is you just clip it together, flip it upside down, so it almost kind of looks like a garbage can in a way, and then you put your base on top of it. Whoops, that's the problem.
See, I don't necessarily think it's designed to do that.
I think it is, but you got to be ginger with it, because when it's together, it's actually not bad. So yeah, so it works. It's not super great, and in fact, you got a couple of holes right here, so you could technically put like a little zip tie on there just to hold it together if you want to. But make sure you're kind of pinching it when you go to move it. That way it doesn't pop open. But I mean, it's stable. It seems to be working. It's a nice system. Missy got herself a piece of my firewood. Yeah, she likes wood. She likes to chew on it. Alright, so Missy and I just got back from a walk around the campgrounds. Just walking around, met a camp worker here, just a park worker, and his name I think was Eric, something like that. And he was re-graveling one of the sites. He says that the site tends to get a little muddy, so he wanted to put in some fresh gravel and kind of prevent that from happening. Jen ate her lunch while I was gone. What did you have?
the last of the chicken Alfredo.
Okay, there you go.
Sans zucchini.
Yeah, my friend Berto gave us zucchini from their garden, but it was so big, the outer part of it was just woody.
Well, when I cut it, too, it was like cutting a pumpkin.
Oh, that hard, huh?
I mean, it was in the fridge, but it shouldn't have been that hard coming out of the fridge. Yeah, it was like cutting a pumpkin.
Yeah. But I got home, or at least back to the campsite, and decided to make my lunch. Now, you gotta remember, guys, this is just leftovers, okay? She had the chicken Alfredo, that's now gone. And I was thinking about, what else have we had? We had hot dogs. Mm-hmm. We've had nachos. Mm-hmm. And we've had breakfast. And the only thing left over from the breakfast was bacon. So I made bacon nacho cheese hot dogs for lunch. Yeah. That looks really good. I am sorry, but that looks really good. There's no way she could eat this. Not with all the sodium from the hot dogs, the bacon, and the cheese. No way.
Well, there's plenty of sodium in the bun, too, but I had suggested he throw taco meat on there,
Yeah,
too.
she wanted me to add the taco meat as well. But no, I think just the cheese is enough. But for you nutritional fans out there that said, oh, you're going to die from that, I got a peach. That's nutrition, right? I can eat that. All right, I'm going to eat my lunch, and then we're going to go on a hike. Okay, so I decided I was going to take my standard Sony camera to do my little hike here. You know, being that this is a video that's primarily about our camping experience, it's not necessarily me hiking. So I just want to take a camera along just to document a few things, get some scenery shots, stuff like that. So I am headed to the Lost Canyon Trail, but I am going to take the long way. Lost Canyon Trail is a 3-mile trail, but it will take me about a mile just to get there. Now, I could have Jen drive me to the trailhead and I could start from there, but I decided not to. I want to try to do a full 5 miles today. Okay, so decided I'd put my hat on just to keep the flies out of my hair. I've walked to the other side of the campground, and right up here is our intersection for our trail, basically. Now this particular trail that I'm on, it's just like a connector trail. There's really no name for it. So here we go. Let's go hiking. Okay, I didn't realize that before. If you want to bicycle, you need a trail admission card in order to bicycle the trails. I did not know that. Now we know. Alright, but we've crossed this little road here. That is the trail that we came from. And we just went straight across, keep going, and this will go into a T intersection, at which point we will turn right. Whew. I can already tell wearing a black cotton shirt was the wrong choice. Oh, the humidity down through here is just so elevated. I mean, there's still dew on the grass on the trail here. In the warmth of the day, it's just humid and warm. Hopefully I'll spend most of the day in shadow, and hopefully it'll be a little cooler too. Alright, that was a fairly short walk. Here is our intersection. So that goes up to another portion of the campground. But we gotta turn right and keep going this way. I don't like the looks of that. A little bit of muddy, a little standing water. Not what I'd like to see. Alright, now I just gotta walk down a little further to another intersection, and it will be a right-hand turn. And it's still a connector trail. I won't be on the Lost Canyon Trail just yet. Alright, here's a sign just a little ways down. Meadow Valley Trail with an arrow, amphitheater and beach. We would go straight. I believe I need to turn here. Alright, so we're camping at the Twin Valley Campground. In fact, we're right about there in our campground. So I walked this way, walked down here. That was the T intersection. And now I'm right here where that screw is. There's a little arrow there. And now I'm going to turn right, cross the road here, go to another T intersection, and I'm going to go right again, follow it until I get to that point there, at which point I will decide on if I want to do this way around the Lost Canyon Trail or if I want to go this way along it. This little portion here is also part of the Lost Canyon Trail. The Stevens Falls is down here along with that spring house that we saw the other day. Well, okay, that answers my question. You also need a trail admission card for horse riding as well. The park system and their map is actually fairly decent. You can get one of these newspaper printed type maps. It will actually give you a good description of your trails, and they're color coordinating their trails. So I think the Meadow Valley Trail that I'm technically on right now is brown. So you look for the brown markers, painted on the trees and stuff. Once we get to the Lost Canyon Trail, I believe those markers are going to be orange. But that is one of the things I've noticed on this trail so far, is that I'm not really seeing the colored blazes anywhere. There's good signage so far on the curves, on the intersection, and then you get the post down a straight trail every once in a while. But that's all I've been getting. I really haven't seen any colored blaze on anything. Maybe that'll change once we get to the Lost Canyon Trail. Alright guys, so we are here at this intersection where the screw is. This is the road that we're looking at right here. That is part of the Meadow Valley Trail. And we are going to go down this way to where those two arrows are. And that will be our Lost Canyon Trail. See? Lost Canyon Trail. Okay, so now I understand what they meant by blazing. You notice the color of the Lost Canyon Trail sign? That's orange. So that's what they're talking about, the Canyon Trail color. These are going to be orange. Alright, that sounds good. Now, I think I actually want to go down this way to my right. Okay, so I got an arrow here that's pointing right, but there's a trail that goes off to my left. Let's go figure out what's over here. Alright everybody, so here I am at the edge of a cliff at an overlook. You know me, I don't like to get too close to these high drop-offs. What a nice view. It's not bad at all. And I think I'm going to sit on the bench that's over here and have a little bit of gorp and swig down some water. Okay, there's a bench that I just sat and had a little break, ate down some gorp, drank down some water. Now we're back on the trail. Lost Canyon Trail, yeah. Alright, that name looks familiar. The Wilson Spring House, we were there the other day. So if we wanted to go there, we could go that way, but we're not going that way, we're going this way. The map that I have, I don't think has anything to indicate that other trail that goes down to the Wilson Spring House. I didn't see anything marked on the map saying that there was a trail there. But the area's got so many little icons on it in that area that you probably wouldn't be able to see it anyway. So I don't know. So we're going to keep going this way until we get to a T intersection, and then we'll turn left. Okay, so this upper part of the Lost Canyon Trail has been very woody and lush and green and stuff like that. I tell you, I'm getting excited the closer and closer I get to the Stevens Falls area, because I know what it looked like down there, and I can't wait to get through that stuff. That was just amazing. All right, guys, I came across this curve in the trail, and all of a sudden I'm seeing all these rocks here. So I think I'm coming up on the Lost Canyon Trail. Well, technically, I'm already on the trail, but I'm getting to the good part, the stuff that's over by Stevens Falls, because all of a sudden the ground over here is just dropped. So yeah, I'm getting close. There should be a T intersection just up ahead, and then we'll make our way over towards Stevens Falls. We're not actually going to go down into Stevens Falls. We're going to take another path. Oh wow. Yeah, basically this is right towards the top of Stevens Falls. Stevens Falls will be over out that direction. I can see a wooden bridge right down in there. The creek is running through. And in fact, I think this is where Jen and I turned around and went back. So we are headed down there. I'll tell you, I'm excited. I can't wait to get down into that canyon. I tell you, well, all the wildflowers that they have around here, all the prairie plants and stuff, you just hear a continuous of bees and flies and stuff. They're just like all over the place. But, you know, don't worry about the bees, guys. Just leave them alone. If one flies past you, don't freak out. Don't try swatting at it or anything. Just mind your own business. They'll mind theirs. All right, looks like we're finally coming up on our T intersection. All right, here's the sign here. So Lost Canyon Trail goes left, Gold Mine Trail goes right. So that trail right up there, that's the trail for Stevens Falls. And this is the spring house. So if you guys did not see my video where we visited this, we will quickly visit it again. You can see all the water running down there. And it's coming up out of the ground right in here. So yeah, that's coming right out of the corner over here. Just sneaking around between these rocks and flowing out. That's a fair amount of water there. So this paved area, if we go left, will take us to the Stevens Falls. If we would go right, it would take us back to the roadway and the parking area. We, of course, just keep going straight across. Go up this little hill here. Did I tell you guys that I think wearing a black cotton shirt would probably be the bad choice for the day? Yeah. When you get into these open areas, God, I'm just sweating up a storm. Okay, so I just came out of this huge prairie area here. Came up the trail here, of course. And now in front of me, I have a split in direction. I got a path that goes off to my left. And I got a path that is basically straight or kind of to my right. And I looked at my map, and it looks like this path here would go down to Stevens Falls. And I don't think that's the way I want to go. I want to stay up here and do the path towards my right. I'm hoping this will zig back down into the canyon and we can walk along the canyon floor. I hope. I really hope. And it seems like I'm going downhill now. I'm kind of right along a roadside here. And I think we're going to make our way down towards the valley floor. Alright, keep on going further and further down in elevation. Definitely damper down here. So I think I am coming down to the canyon floor. But it's also cooler down here than it was going past those prairies and up on the hilltops. Alright guys, I think we made it down to the canyon floor. Got a little bit of a creek coming down through here. Nice, nice, nice. Very fantasy-esque. That's the only way I can really describe it down through here. Alright, so we got a trail intersection here. And we got a map. So I think if we would go left and head down that way, I think that's the Stevens Falls Trail right there. And then, yeah. So right there is Stevens Falls. And this way will be our Lost Canyon Trail. But you know what? I didn't come down this far when we were at Stevens Falls. So I'm going to track down Stevens Falls, turn around, and then walk back this way. Because I was getting into some pretty cool stuff at Stevens Falls. And Jen said, no, I don't think you're supposed to go this far. So, yeah, I'm going to backtrack down Stevens Falls and see some of those rocky cliffs and stuff that I wanted to see yesterday. Okay, guys, so I made it to the wooden bridge where Jen and I turned around yesterday for Stevens Falls. So if we were to keep going down this path down this way, we would reach Stevens Falls. But this is the area where I was looking, going, God, that just looks so beautiful. That rock structure right here, this big, huge thing is just beautiful. And when we saw the bench on top of the cliff, it was basically right up there where I was looking down earlier. But I'm going to take you that way. Being that I just walked it, I can tell you right now, it is otherworldly. It really is. You know, you're just waiting for the pixies and the elves to show up. You know, it's just amazing. Of course, you got to watch your footing around the rocks. I expect to look up here and see a doorway to a dwarven mine or something. Sorry guys, I'm really Lord of the Rings geeking out right now. And then I got to about this spot right here where this big stone is. And as I was traveling this direction towards Stevens Falls, I looked up and look at that. Look at that rock surface. That is so cool. Got the stream trickling right over here, babbling through all the rocks and trees. Got this other big rock right here, all full of moss and ferns. It's just otherworldly. Seriously, I'm waiting to see the hobbits and Smeagol walking through. It's amazing. I'm really glad that I walked down the Stevens Falls Trail back to where we turned around yesterday and walk through that little rocky area. It's just, so far, that has been the best hiking I've seen this year. Seriously, it was that good. Oh, and by the way, other than the rocks, watch out for the roots too. Holy cow, guys, look at that rock cropping. Holy cow, look at that, guys. That is cool. And you got a bench right up here so you can sit there and look at this big rock face wall right here. Oh wow, look at the size of these boulders down here. Probably broke away from the cliff face eons ago. Look at the size of this rock. Look at that. That is huge. Probably broke off the side of the face over here. And then when it came down, all the stuff here all broke off. This piece over here, the stuff that's just beyond this little bush here, all that may have just toppled right off of the cliff right up here. That's just the way my mind works. I gotta sit there and visually picture all this going on over the centuries that it took for that big huge rock to just fall and end up where it's at. Just like all this other stuff right up here. You know, it was part of that cliff up there. And then all of a sudden, boom, this big huge boulder rock comes just sliding down. You know, and that piece right there was probably part of this big rock here, but it broke off and fell over that way. And like I said, that's just the way my mind's working. I don't know how this video is going to turn out to include this hike. This trail has been really nice. I hope that I can convey how beautiful this Lost Canyon Trail is. The rock formations, the cliffs and everything are just awe-inspiring. They really are. And I think it's going to be hard for you guys to see what I'm seeing because of all the foliage and the trees and stuff. I can't guarantee that it's going to be a good visual experience for you guys. So basically what I'm saying, you guys have to come to Governor Dodge State Park here in Wisconsin and walk the Stevens Falls Trail and the Lost Canyon Trail and see it for yourself. That's the only way you're going to get the full magnitude of its beauty. I think we're kind of getting out into the open and the canyon is kind of dying out a little bit. So I'll try to record if I see something interesting. But if not, I'll just see you back at camp, all right? Oh. I just basically walked up from way down there. I don't know the actual elevational change. I'm going to guess that was at least a couple 100 feet. And technically I'm still kind of going up. The trail that I am on has a slight upgrade to it. Alright, but my next intersection should be the Meadow Valley Trail. That is not the Meadow Valley Trail. And it'll be the intersection where we joined on to the Lost Canyon Trail. And then we got about a mile back to camp. Oh. And then I'm going to fall on the ground and collapse of exhaustion. That was a hard hike. coming up the hill. Okay, guys, I made it back to camp, as you can tell. Oh, that was a rough 5 miles. It really was. Especially at the end. Once I started getting to the end of the canyon, I actually had to do the climb up the canyon walls to get to the Meadow Valley segment and start my mile walk home from there. Oh, God, that was a long hike up those hills. But Jen and I are just sitting out here now and talking about the hike and talking about dinner. And I got to get a fire going so I can grill off the pork. She's going to do the veggies in the camper, I'm sure. Missy was glad to see me, though. I got into the driveway in front of the truck over there, and she saw me, and she was just a wagging, and she was happy. She came over and gave me kisses and hugs and everything. Of course, now she's back over there laying down. All right, guys, just sitting here getting the fire ready for dinner tonight. And Jen and I have been talking about, what to do over the next day or two. And then we realized we leave Friday. For some reason, we were thinking we were leaving Saturday. And I don't know why that was. But so this isn't going to be as long as I thought it was going to be. So we're actually leaving Friday. Here I was sitting there thinking I was going to be recording all day Friday too. And it's just not going to happen. But we still have a full day tomorrow. Again, don't know what we're going to do yet. We got to figure it out. Maybe another hike, more than likely. Otherwise, it could just be sitting around camp, reading books, doing puzzles, coloring pages, playing with the dog, playing frisbee, playing catch. We actually bring stuff like that. A little ball to play with, a couple of frisbees to play with. So yeah, we can do whatever we want. We got cards. We can sit down and play cards. We can watch movies on the TV, whatever. Okay, so the dish that we're making for dinner tonight is a Louisiana pork skillet type meal. And it'll be sauteed vegetables, which Jen's doing in the kitchen in the camper. And then I'm grilling the meat. We had this before. We really liked it. And the only problem is that the meat seemed a little bland. And the two of us actually were sitting there thinking, this would be really good if the pork was grilled. So here we are at our campsite grilling the pork for the dish. Got the grilled ribs. That one's Jen's because it's got a little bit less seasoning on it than mine. Those are mine right here. And then it also goes with this little bit of a corn succotash. Pseudo-succotash. No lima beans, basically. But it's got zucchini, red peppers, corn, onions, anything else?
A little bit of celery.
Little celery, okay. I can do a little celery.
Half a stalk.
But then you also put some of the seasoning in here too,
yes,
right? And it's just a Zatarain's Cajun Creole seasoning is all it really is.
Yeah.
So very simple meal, easy to do, great for camping, we assume, because we haven't had it with the grilled meat. But like I said, when we first tried this dish, we both looked at each other and said the meat needs to be grilled. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to put you down so we can eat. We might do s'mores later. And I also pulled out the TV and set it on the outside of the camper here. And we're going to have a little bit of an outside movie night. We haven't decided what movie yet.
I think I should get to pick because he picked out Princess Bride yesterday.
More than likely we'll watch 13 Days or Apollo 13. She's got a thing with number 13. I don't know.
Apparently I do.
Because she also likes Warehouse 13. Cool lights, huh? As you can see, I got the TV on over there, and we are going to watch 13 Days. Great Kevin Costner film. It's all about the Cuban Missile Crisis. Awesome film. But while she's putting away dishes, I'm going to sit here and stoke up the fire a little bit so we can make some s'mores. So I think this will probably be the last recording I do for the night. We're going to sit and watch a movie, eat a couple of s'mores, enjoy the evening, enjoy a little bit of a fire down in the fire pit. And yeah, I think that's going to be the end of our day. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Always believe in everything that's going on around you. Always believe that things are going to be good and that everything will work out. Always believe in your spirit, your mind, and your body. Just always believe.